Hello everyone, this is Mansion with Cosmic Academy. Today we're going to kind of dig into my roots. What I mean by that is dubstep. We're going to do Subtronics in 10 minutes. And they're my roots because that was the first genre I heard of EDM. And I was like, yeah, I'm hooked. Before we dive in, I just wanted to remind you guys about Cosmic Academy and what we do. We're basically about getting our students results. I was a student, Nostalgics was a student, Taylor Torrens was a student. Our students are signing to the biggest labels possible. Armada, Spinnin, you name it. So without further ado, let's dive into this. We're gonna start from scratch, as always. Let's do a 150 BPM. That's kind of the dubstep range. It changes periodically, but I mean, let's just do with standard as we're doing a think about if Subtronics was going to play this out or something like that, kind of keep it within his wheelhouse. So we'll start 150, and my brain's kind of thinking, let's start with kind of a break, some chords, possibly maybe darker chords or even bright ones. Let's see what I come up with. So we'll start here in the key of F. We just got our regular saw wave going here through Serum. You can follow along with me here. Let's make like just kind of a droning dark kind of pad. Let's see how that sounds. Bring the octave down. Maybe give it a 7th for fun. Make sure that's also going there. Cool. I like that. Already getting an ominous vibe. Now let's make this dance a little bit. Let's kind of think of a melody. Get the metronome going. All right, we got a pattern here. Let's give it some distortion, just kind of grime it up a little bit, get our juices flowing. Camel Crusher, you can use any saturation. This is just my favorite. Let's get some modulation, just a little bit on the LFO. Make it kind of... Cool. That's a cool little bass that we can start with. Bass, B-A-S-E and B-A-S-S. Okay, awesome. Here's our skeleton break. So meaning we're not adding any effects yet, just kind of getting our ideas out first. Yeah, girl, drop it down low. I don't wanna see it go, 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 go. Yeah, girl, drop it down low. Cosmic, drop it low with the... Ba 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 ba. Okay, now we're gonna have some fun. Let's start with grabbing one of my favorite kicks. These are kind of I've spliced them together. I'm not using splice, but from kicks that I've loved, I've made kind of my own, shaped them with high ends that I like with low ends. Something I suggest doing on your own to have your own style as well. Now my favorite part, sound designing bass. So let's go on our F, and I kind of had that melody in my head. Da 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 da. Okay, cool. We got the melody. Let's get wild. Start from scratch. Let's get her lower. Love that. Start with saw. See how that sounds. Start with your filter right away. Start and get the integrity, the understanding. Oh, count. I only said that once this time. Integrity. Okay. Already getting a little wobble feel. Let's give it some saturation, just kind of see how that'll sound. So we want, that's a good low register. Maybe let's FM it with something higher. See what happens. Sometimes if you get up higher in the 2, you can get some cool results. If you modulate your LFO to your level as well, you get kind of more of a more volume control.
Five hours later.
Okay, wonderful. So I was starting off with that sound design stuff, kind of getting a little bit more into the structure. This is a kind of a fake out example, something that's big, and I know it's like kind of a meme sometimes, like the infinite fake out, but it's something I think is such a cool staple in dubstep. It's something fun, it's crowd reactive, you know, something to kind of mess around with. I would suggest in your arrangement, messing around with like some random spots to take out the drums, bring in some crazy sounds. I know some Subtronics does a really good job of that from the clips that I've seen out of shows and stuff like that. Kind of giving your audience something new is pretty awesome, and to showcase certain crazy different ideas that they maybe wouldn't hear otherwise within like a big drop, you know, with kind of so many sounds going on at once. But yeah, let's take a listen to what the whole thing I kind of arranged here, and then we'll dive into it more.
Cosmic, drop it low with the drop it with the
Cool. Let's take a listen. Right, so it's kind of it's very loose. Wow, whoa, whoa, but I want it to be tighter. And one time, it's not even doing it anymore. I forgot what I was automating in Serum. You can kind of, I'll show you the wavetable. It's just a basic shape with the sub. I noticed I really liked the pattern that was going on, so I froze. So freeze and flattened my own kind of part of the sub that I really loved, and it came out like this. And then that's my low end. I kind of have it EQ'd. You can see as well. See right here, my EQ took out a lot of the 4K stuff, kind of the higher things that are messing with the percussion up top, and then a little bit in the mids as well to leave room for the kind of more mid bass, I guess, which is what we have up here. Super fun. So you can see in here, this is turning into a sound design tutorial, but that's kind of what it is. So that's Subtronics, man. He's the sound design king. So the biggest part of this is the comb filter without. Right, still cool, but you kind of want to fill in some space with the comb, and you can see the difference. I'm even automating here. You can hear the difference. Watch. Messing with that is so much fun. Of course, you get too automated there, but and that layered with this sounds pretty cool. Pretty sweet. Got a little bass layer there. And I put them in different groups just for the way that I sometimes compress later. I kind of like it to be not, certain sounds not to be glued that are too close in sound, because then I don't know, sometimes you lose some cool frequencies. Harshness is sometimes good in certain frequency ranges, not up too high. But that grindiness I kind of like, so sometimes that'll get washed out by the lower, not sub, but lower bass ranges. Something to keep in mind. We added some fills as well, just some simple drum stuff, something that you can kind of automate a little bit too with the, actually as I'm looking this, let's do just a little bit of tailoring in the stereo range, just to kind of give it a little more drum space. You can do little tweaks and it goes a long way. Then we also have our ad-libs in here, just take it from the original, this guy.
Cosmic, drop it low with the.
Change the formants, make it a little higher, up here with the little alto boy.
Drop it.
Cosmic, drop it low with the
With the.
little automation, super fun. And the second part,
Cosmic, drop. Cosmic, drop.
you can have it hard side change with the kick as well.
Cosmic, drop. Cosmic, drop.
Gave it kind of that space feel with the delay. And then a spectral resonator just to give it some like weird granular character. I'll put it all the way up so we can hear. Wild, right? Space. That is the epitome of the space plugin right there, or aliens, I guess. And you can have some fun with that at the end too. Pretty dry right there, but you could see the ideas that you could do with just placing so many different things and having fun with it. Okay, so that's kind of our final thing here. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned some sound design techniques along the way. Well, thanks so much for listening again. I'm Manchin from Cosmic Academy, and we will see you in the next one.